Good evening, everyone. We want to welcome you all to another episode of the Black Market Podcast presented by Hack the Markets. I am one of your co hosts, AC, also known as the Market Oracle.
What's going on, everybody? It's been a while. This is the Market Prodigy here for another fabulous, terrible Monday, depending on
Terrible
if you
Monday.
are
Oh,
a
my goodness.
bear
Yeah, it depends on
or a
how
bull.
you were. How you were positioned in the market, if this was a good Monday or a bad Monday. This was a good Monday for me, I'll say that.
Hey, I play both sides of the fence.
I
I
do
didn't,
too.
I didn't learn how to buy insurance.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It turned out to be a very good one for me. I like Coke. Coke made a very nice move for me. I bought in on Friday. I was able to close for like 100, over 100% this morning, leading up until like 12 or something like that, like 12 or 1 or something, where once it started making that surge to 63. I was a scary investor. I got scared. I got out at about 62.60 or 62.70, somewhere around there. I figured it could get to 63, but I was like, man, I'm not going to sit here and push my luck. I'm not going to be too greedy. I'm going to take my money right here. And I'm glad I did because the thing did not go past 63 like I thought.
Man, this market's crazy right now. And then you see the after hours pullback
Yeah.
that's happening. It's like, man, it don't matter too much to me. I'm mainly bullish. I'm looking at investing. So I got in on a good price at Amazon when it sold off again. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
But I got in on Amazon. I jumped in on Nvidia early this morning when it hit its bottom too. I'm
Now you
really
know
trying to
Nvidia has earnings this week too.
that's why I got in it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know on Wednesday they've got their earnings coming up. And I was
Okay.
also reading that this is crazy. They have beat their earnings 12 consecutive times.
Hey, so that means that they're ripe to miss now.
They could be, but I tell you what, they're gonna have to come down, they're gonna have to drop down to where I'm at. That's why I make sure I got in at a good price. I mean, heck, if they fall, they ain't got too far to fall.
Yeah.
They already at the bottom.
Now I
But
understand.
for my downside insurance, I bought 10 put contracts on Micron. So
Okay.
that bad boy is sitting like it's been in the money. It's like right there at the money. I bought a $69 put on it. If I'm looking at the aftermarket right now, that bad boy is at yeah. Oh, I'm in the money now.
Oh, nice. Now I know I got I opened up a position on Advanced Auto Parts. I like Advanced Auto Parts. I saw them sitting at like a support area, so I went ahead and go ahead and open that position. They got earnings actually tomorrow after the market, so it'll be interesting to see
Mm,
what happens. So we shall see. We shall see. Are we
yeah,
gonna get
man.
that bouncer or not? If we get the bounce, then of course I'll make some money. If not, then I'm out the door with it. You know.
You got it in this market. Like you can't be. I don't care if you're a bear or a bull. It's so volatile that you will lose if you just stay on one side.
Yeah.
You got to be able to roll with the punches. You got to play defense. You got to
Yeah.
play offense. So if somebody just telling you that they waiting for it to go up or they just waiting for it to go down, like no, you can't go against this market right here, no matter how volatile it is right now.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
tricky. It's tricky.
It is very tricky. And the thing is, you always just want to trade with the trend. The overall trend, of course, as we know, since the beginning of the year, literally almost to like just January 1. I think it may have been like January the 1st or January 2nd. That's when we started seeing the downtrend. So it was literally the beginning of the year. We entered this down correction phase. So,
Mhm.
with that being said, we've been in it for a long time now. Just seeing this down streak that we've seen, that's been 8 weeks consecutively for the Dow. I don't think they said this has happened since like 1923 or something like that. So it's a very long time that we've seen it, sliding to the downside consistently. Because what happens even in bear markets, yeah, it's a down market, but you still get some type of rebound. It does
Yeah.
something where it kind of goes up and you have at least one up week. You don't necessarily have 7 to 8
You know what?
consecutive down weeks.
I was sitting here Friday. just taking a look at some stuff, and I'm going in and I'm looking at a bit of a pullback here. Let me share on the screen. I was looking at, I went back 5 years.
Okay.
5 years. You know, you got to take a
Oh,
long step back to look at all this stuff. Before I do that, 4K, what's going on, man?
hey, man, I had to slide to the cafe. It raining a little
I
I
bit.
know,
see,
man. I'm
man.
looking. I'm like, at first when I saw the rain, I was like, "Where's this guy at?"
Hey,
I'm
I
looking out my
believe him. It was
window.
raining over here.
Man, my power went out earlier. That's crazy.
Oh, that's wild.
Dang.
But now, what's going on, everybody? Y'all talking about these movements, how to follow the market instead of create your own.
Uh,
Basically.
boy,
Yeah, you
it's
can't try
rough.
to make the market do what you want it to do. You definitely got to
You can't.
follow along. That's just
Better
like
not
going
stay
out
in
there
that
trying to
trade and
make the
hold.
waves go the opposite way in the ocean, man.
Mhm. I know there's some sad people that tried to just go along with the create their own trend instead of going what the market was doing.
All right, can y'all see this
Man,
clean?
all I see is a whole bunch of lines, dots, and
Is it gray?
nah, everything
You can
in
see
color,
it.
man.
It just
Okay.
looks crazy.
Oh yeah, we
Look,
live and in
man,
color for real.
it's like the Matrix for me. Look, well, this right here is on a 5 year basis. So you know, I like to deal with my standard deviation right here. This is the Nasdaq right here. You know,
Okay.
my yellow lines, that right there is your first standard deviation. It's in between these 68% of the time. Once you get down to your green, that's 95% of the time in between the greens. And then in between this green and red, it's only there 5% of the time. So I'm sitting there like wondering, like, are we on a level of support or not? And lo and behold, I'm looking there Friday and I'm like, what's going on? So I go out to the 3 year, then I go all the way out to the 5 year. And then if I hover on this is at 286.53.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
It came all the way down and it's hit it. This is the third time that it's come to it. See, it came down to here like I want to say like a week ago, a little over a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. Touched right here,
Mhm.
came back up, and we know about that channel that's been in the S&P, that downward channel. The Nasdaq has been in that same downward channel, and then you come back again. It tested it again. Um, Friday actually went below it, but you see that wick right there showing that it did not want to go any further. And then today it's using that area as support. Now I'm gonna go a step further and zoom out a little bit because you remember, you see this right here. This is COVID. This right here is COVID. When COVID came all the way down, COVID hit that first standard deviation on the 5 year mark. So here we are again coming to that same support from a standard deviation standpoint. Now, if you just look at it from a straight um, trend line or just a straight line, just going straight across, you're not going to see that because, of course, we came all the way across that, bottomed out at 166. But from a standard deviation standpoint of where we went up to earlier this year at around 406, 407, we're pretty much at that same point. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and stuff, and they're kind of saying, they're all saying the same thing. I think that the S&P is not necessarily here yet, but of course the Nasdaq, because of the tech stocks, they've gotten beaten up a lot more. They haven't hit that level yet. So if the S&P were to go down to that level, that would get you down to like the 368 mark. So based on that, S&P has a little bit further to go, but that's just probability there. But the president could say something, Putin could say something. We all know that
Yeah,
Elon Musk is saying everything these days. So uh,
That's some
that
good.
that's
That's some good
that's
stuff
what
to
I've
look
been
at right here, though.
playing on. And of course, my dear NVIDIA. So when I look at my standard deviation on 1 year, it's all the way down here at this green right here. And oh my goodness, when it touched it, well, first off, it hadn't been down to this level in a very long time. I don't even think I can. Obviously, it's past this. It keeps hitting this 52-week low right here, and like AC said before you got here, um, um, Kenna, that Nvidia has earnings on the 25th. So I'm
Oh
holding
yeah,
out.
that might.
I'm holding out for that one, and of course, this Amazon play. I got in today at 20.97. It closed at 21.51, but good God, aftermarket, that pullback was
That was
ridiculous today.
crazy. I got no credit off of that one.
Yeah, I
Let me
see.
see.
Like I'm just looking at the bid ask spread right now. It looks like it's what 21.05, closed at
Yeah, look
21.50
at
something.
this over here on the right. Like it closed at like 21.51. Look at this
Yeah, I
dip
see the
all
bid
the
ask
way
is like
down to
2106,
20.97.
2105,
That's
2106.
That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. I mean, of course, I'm always looking at the Nasdaq side by side with everything, so I can stay in tune with the market. I try to time all of my trades based on the, when the market is going down, I try to play it going down, and when it hits the bottom, that's when I'm looking to be a bull, so that I don't misfire. But you see,
So do something for me since you already have this up on the screen. Look at the
yeah,
VIX for me. Because if a lot of people don't understand what the VIX is pretty much a fear index. So when you
oh
see
yeah,
the VIX going up higher, pretty much what that means is more fear is being introduced into the market. Numbers that kind of mean something when you're looking at the VIX. Anything under 20 basically means that there's no volatility. There's hardly any fear into the market. Once
well,
you
we
start
know
getting above
we know what near
levels
20
of
today.
30, then that's when, elevated levels of fear are being observed. And once you get above 30 and start getting closer to 40 and 50, then that's really when, you know, things are really getting chaotic and moves are really getting out of proportion to the downside. So, and whenever you hear volatility in the market, volatility to me means that you're making a lot of moves up and down. Volatility in the market simply only means you're moving down. So when you see a lot of down movement, that's what that means. That's what they say volatility is in the market. But I mean, like, I kind of like don't agree with that, but that's just a little tad bit of information. But looking at the VIX right here, we got 29 read. No, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the gold. What is that? A 28 reading?
Yeah, that goal is previous day close.
Okay.
But it got all the way up today to about $30.42. Closed
So
around right now it's sitting at about 28.48. But just like what you said, you're looking at Friday where the market had that huge sell-off, but then in contrast, inversely, you see that the VIX ran up
yeah,
all the way to 32, almost 33. And then
Hmm.
today, the market really, really and truly was moving sideways, which shows you that it's a bit of consolidation. Anytime you're going to see a big move, it's going to be, it's going to consolidate first. It's going to move sideways, and that's what we saw today. And that's why I posted in the chat today that bull, because
yeah,
that 5 year mark that I showed on the cues, I marked it with the purple right here, and I was showing it. Okay, now it looks like it may be showing at least a short term level of resistance there, and if it does start to consolidate, maybe that's what it's going to take to move it outside of this downward channel that I have here in the red.
gotcha.
And yeah,
Okay.
I've been calling this the channel to hell lately with the S&P and the
Oh yeah,
and the Nasdaq, but it's
oh
been
yeah, for sure,
honoring the heck out of it, man.
for sure. Yeah, we've been making some good money off of this stuff, exploiting the mess out of it. I know I
Oh
have at
yeah,
least.
yeah. I mean,
Man, they're trying to find how low is it gonna go for the last few weeks.
Yeah. No, so yeah, seeing today that falling VIX, that right there also gives us some good confidence, knowing that that's a good sign. So with that being said, we should start seeing maybe a little bit more upward action tomorrow. I mean, it's not guaranteed. The VIX could jump right back up tomorrow. So, but seeing it fall like we did is a good sign. Um, seeing that move to the upside that we saw, everything gap up, make that initial move down, and then start going higher. All of that was excellent. So I do like how the market was reacting. So that means we could possibly see some type of rally forming right now. I still don't believe that this is going to be the end of the bear market by no means.
Oh no.
So I'm still, overall bearish, but short term trading right now, we're going to have to be a little bullish right now just for this relief rally that we might see right now. And then we'll see another wave to the downside because we still haven't reached capitulation. I thought we were seeing some signs earlier. Still haven't really seen it to the point that we need to see it though. VIX is
But you
still
know,
too low.
you said it the ways back over a year ago. How these indices or whatever, whether it's the S&P or the Nasdaq, it's like a freight train.
Yeah,
It's like a
yeah.
freight train. They
Mhm.
cannot stop on a dime
No, they can't.
as much as you want it to. That's just not
Right.
what's gonna happen, and they have to have that. It's gonna hit that level, and then it's gonna move sideways or whatever. It's gonna load up, and then it's gonna go somewhere else. But
And 9 times out of 10, we know this to be true. Markets overshoot. Markets overshoot to the upside. Markets overshoot to the downside. Because we know that this right here, it hasn't overshot anything yet, just yet. It really hasn't even gotten to a bottom that we can say is a true bottom. Like I said, we still haven't seen that true capitulation yet. So what happens is we're gonna have to see a lot more to the downside first, and then we'll start seeing, some more. There's gonna be a lot more shakeouts. I'll say that we're gonna get this relief rally, and then we're gonna go swinging back down. And a lot of people are gonna buy this relief rally, thinking that this is the time to get in. They're gonna load up, and then it's gonna swing back down, and it's gonna tear up those accounts.
Trying
That's
to
just
dollar
simply
cost.
how it goes.
hey, I'm just trying to get in because I know we're at an all time low. Really, really and truly, I'm I'm an investor. I've got my investor hat on with Amazon because I'm eyeballing that stock split on June 6th. I want to get in at with as low of a price as possible at 20-1 stock split. I got 10 shares right now. If I'm able to keep this by then, that'll I believe you have to keep it until June 3rd. If you hold it on, if you yeah, you have to have it by June 3rd to be able to qualify for the stock split. So based on it now, I'll be able to have like 200 shares of it. I plan on keeping that and just let that ride in the background regardless. So once that's over with, so I'm doing that, but the rest of my stuff is just swing trading. I'm holding stuff for like a, a day if I have to. If it keep running, it keep running. Like Friday, I made some good money off of Roblox. I made good money off of Billy, Billy.
Yeah,
What else did I had some stock I didn't even know the name of. I didn't know the company. DT. It was running up. Dynatrace. I have no clue what they do, but I bought it from a technical standpoint.
I'm telling you, man.
Mhm.
There's so many companies that I've bought over my career that I have no idea what they do. Can't tell you anything about them. Can't tell you their headquarters. Can't tell you anything about their CEO. Can't tell you anything about their business model. I don't know what they sell. Don't know if they do any type of services or do products. All I know is I saw something on the chart and I made some money off of it. Now I
Yeah.
have been
It's hard.
burned also too. I've missed some as well. But I've definitely made some money and I don't even know who these guys are or what they do.
It's hard to ignore a pattern when you see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
mean, it's the difference between investing and trading. Obviously, like I'm comfortable with investing in Amazon. Heck, I use Amazon every single day. Like I know I've researched their business model and I've seen its price movement and I've tracked it or what I'm comfortable with putting an investment into that. Uh Dynatrace, yeah, I have no clue. But as a swing trader, it's almost from a technical standpoint. You're doing just that. You're not keeping it long term. You're just trying
Yeah,
to
Mhm.
flip
it's
some
purely
money off of
technical.
it. Yep.
Cause even for this these longs that I have on now, like It's just purely technical. Like it's not because I'm bullish the market or anything like that. I'm very bearish, like overall. And if you're trading with the overall trend, we're very bearish.
Yeah, whether I'm bullish or bearish, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to lose no money, and I'm not afraid to be right or wrong. I hate to be. I love to be right, but if I'm wrong, like,
I'm just
best
wrong,
believe
man. I'm petty.
I might be talking smack on the phone and Telegram, but best believe I'm real aggressive with them stop losses.
Oh yeah,
You
for
have to.
sure. I would hope that you are. Because if you're not, you're gonna be messed up, my boy.
Nah,
You look
just
at that
like
trade in
hey,
the morning and
just
that
like
afternoon, they look like two different stories.
I'm telling
oh
you,
yeah,
man.
that's why I invested this morning, and then I waited. I didn't buy my puts for Micron until everything got up and it looked like it wanted to pull back. And then I invested Micron, but I chose that one real strategically because that could because what if the market just went up all crazy and everything, and then that right there, my insurance turned out to be the one that killed me.
Yep. Hey,
So I
I
had
tell
to
you
make
one
sure.
thing, man. I hope you had got some insurance on that Netflix, boy, because I told you to short it, baby.
When did I cut Netflix? I cut it
Hey,
Friday.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, from our last show, I told everybody to short Netflix.
That
I
had to
mean,
get down. That was so crazy.
but actually, I mean,
When I told everybody to
short
short,
it,
it was
but
like right at 200. That thing dropped down to 170. That was a
yeah,
good short.
I made good money on it.
That was a good short.
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna lose my money back when it started going down again.
No,
I
nah.
cut it.
Out of
I just,
there.
but that's my thing with 'em, even with my investing strategy. I ain't doing that crazy when it dropped down, average down crap. Heck no. Like, I did that one time. You know what I mean? That is deflating for you to make like $1,000, $2,000 off of something, and then the next day give it all back.
Hmm.
In the stock, you're like, okay, that just happened. But imagine if that was cash money. Imagine if somebody gave you $2,000 and then you just turn around and be like, okay, give it back. You can be like, hell no, I'm not giving it back. So why would you do that in the stock market?
People do it all the time, though.
They just emotional, like, no, 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 I
Yep.
worked hard for this. I wanted to get in at a good price. At the cost, the whole reason for this, you're emotional at that point. You're just trying to hold on to it just to say you got some Netflix or whatever, but you losing money.
I'm telling you.
That dollar cost averaging might be synonymous for emotional trading.
That's the worst type of trading ever, though. The worst type of trading. I really don't even like investors to do that, to be honest. Unless it's like,
It's got
I
to
mean,
be
I
something.
really don't even know. Like, I really
Yeah,
don't like investors to do it either.
At the very least, it's an opportunity cost because you got to realize that while you're tying up money and you're losing money, that you could have been flipping that money on something else while that stock was going down, and then you still can, when it goes down, buy even more than what you had before at a lower price and get and only be making money on the upward movement. You can be watching it or you can keep your free capital to the side, but just knowingly losing that money you're losing, you could have been investing in something else. Even if the whole
Or,
market's going down, you could have been buying puts on it.
or could just had it sitting on the sideline and not losing that period.
I
I'd
mean,
rather have
it's
it sitting
hard
on
for
the
me. It's
sideline and
hard
not
for me to sit
lose.
on. I can't sit on my hands too long, but sometimes I have to.
You have to,
But I
man.
like to.
Like every
yeah.
day is an opportunity, but you have to find that opportunity. And if you didn't find that opportunity or you find it too late, just
Yeah,
sit
you
back.
can't force it.
That could be worse than if
Just
you
sit
right. If
back.
you did,
Sometimes I just have to be like, oh, I missed that one. Like
Yeah.
when you see it just going up, or you see it like
mhm.
going down, and you missed it, you can't get on the in on the middle or the bottom. You don't know if it's the middle or the bottom. Like that is the worst feeling. Think about it. If you see something going up, 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 and then the minute you buy it, it starts to go down. That's the
Swings.
worst
Oh yeah.
feeling
That
ever.
thing start pivoting straight down. So what y'all think about Snap? I know that's one of your your babies, Jerome, that thing down 30% now. They said the company
Man,
came
I
out and
hadn't
said that they
touched.
gonna miss on their sales and their earnings, and
Oh
they're gonna
my
slow
god,
hiring.
Oh,
have you seen this stock? That ticker,
I have not looked at it. I just know that they just had that news come
bro.
out though.
They they closed at $22. They are now at a spanking
oh my
$15
Oh, it's $15 now.
yeah.
right now. Just
Wow.
after hours, they didn't drop down $7
So
that
yeah,
quick.
Snap is definitely not doing well. And I know that was one that you used to trade, kind of. I know we traded it a little bit back in 2020, a little. Made some
Yeah,
decent profits. I think
toward the end of
maybe
last
even
year
beginning
and
of
toward the
2021.
beginning of this year, I was looking at it when it was down, but I stopped looking at that one. Because I've really been into coming up with like diversifying a portfolio. So now I'm always thinking about, okay, I already got something else in that sector. So I started looking. That's when when Facebook dropped. That's when I was trying to get me some Facebook shares. So that's when I stopped trading and stopped looking at Snap. So between Snap, Facebook, and Twitter, and of course with Elon Musk with all that crap going on, I let Twitter go. That's nothing but a meme stock now. I let
Yeah.
that go.
Man.
So let's put a pin in diversification. Let's talk about that on the next podcast,
Oh yeah.
because
Okay.
that right there is, and the reason why I want to put a pin in is because we're getting close to time right now, and I do want to talk a little bit about diversification and pretty much diversify versus don't diversify, especially when it comes to trading versus investing. So that's pretty interesting right there to talk about.
Oh yeah. I've been lately. I mean, like I would say, really, like in the last 2 weeks, I've been doing that because as bad as the market is right now, every day there's a winner. Every day there's a leading sector. I mean, there are some days where everything is in the red, but like on Thursday or whatever, that they were saying that was the worst sell off since June of 2020. You don't have those days every day, but your average day, you're gonna have winners and you're gonna have losers. And yeah, like you said, we can have a whole segment talking about diversification. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to that.
but beyond that, you guys got some picks you want to share with the people before we get off here?
I I have a pick. I'm going with Nvidia.
Nvidia, okay. So that's gonna be your pick, Nvidia, okay. So
That's
you
my
on the
pick.
upside or you on the short side? You on the long or the short
I'm
side?
I'm on the upside.
Okay.
I'm thinking with me thinking that Wednesday is going to be their catalyst for upside movement. AMD actually with the semiconductors when they had their earnings, it wasn't bad. It actually moved up $8 to $10, but you know they started going down with the rest of the market. It was more so just a bad timing,
Yeah.
and I think the same thing can happen with Nvidia.
And see, that's why I got caught with Home Depot. Home Depot, great earnings. They did exactly what I needed them to do. They ran up, but then the market pulled them right back down the next day. I mean, this thing had cleared my spread, did everything I needed it to do, and then it got pulled all the way back down the next day.
Oh yeah, I had Home Depot on my list as well from a technical standpoint. I mean, it was looking golden. I think I actually grabbed some for a couple of days or
I'm telling you.
whatever. Was trading it. Yeah, it was poised, and it
Yeah,
still
it
is.
was
It's
very
just
nice.
it's waiting for. It's one of those ones that one if this market is gonna take a short little I call it a relief rally. To the upside. That's gonna be those companies right there that are sitting well, those value stocks like Home Depot that had positive earnings, those are the ones that are going to be leading the charge.
Yeah.
That's
Not
what
like our Walmarts and Targets of the world, but I think that they overshot so much to the downside that there's such a value. Like who thinks I look at Walmart like Amazon, like is Walmart really going to stay down? Heck no. Everybody and their
man.
mama shop at Walmart.
And to be honest, that was gonna be my pick. It was Walmart because I'm
Mhm.
actually long Walmart just because of the move
Yeah,
down and
it's so far
because
down.
Yeah, is that plus another thing that gave me a little bit of confidence in the trade is the fact that with rising interest rates and inflation and things of that nature, consumer staples usually do the best because even though people are, pulling money out of all these discretionary sectors and all this other things, you still have to eat, you still have to drink, like water or whatever other liquid you may be drinking, but um it's just certain basic needs that have to be met that you can't necessarily just say, yeah, I'm not going to eat today. I'm not going to eat for a week. Like that's just not going to happen.
Nah. And see, just going back to what I look at with those standard deviations or whatever, this is the daily right here. Remember, I said it only likes to be in between this green and red here 5% of the time. This thing has gone it's way overshot that area. So when it got down to here to like that 117 today, that's an absolute steal. So regardless of what the market is doing, even if it just goes back up for a little bit, you can expect it to get back to that 126 and probably even that 132 within the next day or two.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
a
looking
lot
at
of charts.
the average true range on that, let me look that up real quick just to see.
And
Yeah,
see, I
this
feel
this Best Buy chart is looking like that same type of thing where it's mostly
Oh
Best
yeah,
Buy.
and then you see that those gap fills and stuff too with that.
Mhm.
Even if it's not going to, it's way outside of its normal range. Its normal range would be back up to like 132 would be at the bottom. So this 122, it's 10 it's $10 away from the bottom. It just overshot. Yes, it was bad news, but it shouldn't have gone down that much.
yeah. And pretty much that's what we said earlier. Like markets overshoot all the time. So they overshoot to the upside, they overshoot to the bottom side as well. Because with with the whole 2021, pull up the spy really quickly before we get out of here. If you pull up the spy, go to like at least looking at 2020 and 2021 all the way up to now, you'll see that pretty much 2020 is about to lose all of its it's about to lose all of its gains. Reason is because I mean, let's
Yeah.
see. So yeah, here we
This
go.
right here
So
was this 20, of course we see that
yeah,
V-shaped
that's
recovery
2020
here
right there. So when we
was
go
cold.
across that dotted line, now go to the right, go across that. Yeah, here we go. So all of that
That's the
between
200
those
day
two
moving
vertical
average.
dotted lines, those two vertical white dotted lines, that's going to be 2020. And now where his cursor is now is
Yeah.
2022. So you can see that we're
Okay.
pretty much back at where 2021 started. So we gave up all those gains. Although last year's gains, the whole 12 months of gains, have now been taken away pretty much in the first 5 months of this year. So
Mhm.
that's how you can pretty much kind of see it. So when we say that bull markets take the escalator and bear markets take the elevator, this right here is a perfect example. You see a large move to the upside, but you see it doesn't take that long to negate it to the downside. That's all I
And you
wanted to
see,
show on that though.
yeah, this is my first time looking at this one. That right there, this is a 3 years. This is a weekly. That right there is a breath of fresh air to see. At least for me, as a short term bull. These are one, two, three, four, five,
Yeah,
6,
Yeah,
7
7 consecutive
losing
great
weeks.
weeks
candles. Right.
in a row. This is the first speck of green on the S&P from a week. I understand that this is only Monday,
Yeah, it's
but
only
dang.
Monday. Definitely only Monday. But
But
after 7 full weeks, and with the Dow, we had 8 weeks. So that's 2 months
yeah,
of downward motion. I mean, it's almost
Monthly
liable
too.
that you start seeing some type of relief. Because 2 months of downward motion is a long, extended period of time. You got to put a dollar sign in front of it.
We talking about extended. I was looking at this Ulta resistance on where it's looking at. It's been like you're saying overpriced. It's definitely overpriced. It was at
You said you got to
four.
put a dollar sign in front of it.
What's that?
Yeah.
450 at the beginning of the month. So I've been short on that for a little minute.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing.
So, with that being said, guys, you know what we're looking at. You kind of got an idea of what we're seeing in the market. You kind of get a feel for, the things that we're looking at, the type of things that we like to see. You got a few insights into stocks. We always give stocks at the end too. But if you really want to understand what we're doing, you really want to understand how we're picking these stocks, you want to get even more stock picks. You just want to get even more education on stocks and just pretty much financial markets altogether and how you really can capitalize off of them. Definitely head over to hackthemarketstrading.com. That way you can set up a free account or you can set yourself up a premium account. The premium account is a paid account, but it does help you out a lot. Takes away a lot of the guesswork. Mentors are there to help guide you. We're throwing out analysis. Pretty much, if you take a trade, it pretty much pays for itself. So you're getting education and you're learning, as well as also making a little bit of money while you're doing it. I mean, you don't go to college and get paid to go to college unless you get a scholarship, but then you still don't make more money. Like, at least with this, you can pay for your education and you can actually make more money than you actually paid us. So that is a benefit. Outside of that, though, I would say head over to the Facebook page so that you can like our Facebook page. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and for sure, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like a couple of our videos, put some comments under them too. All of that stuff helps out with the algorithm. Anything else that you guys want to add before we get off of here?
Nothing from me, man. Go.
I just want to,
Short on
say to
open.
all of my loyal fans out there to continue to support me, my picks. We're gonna make it through
Hey, just don't give them picks
this
like you
bear
told them to buy
market.
Netflix, and it'll be good, man.
Hey, listen here. I told them about Netflix just like you told them to short Tesla that time.
Hey, shoot. I think that bad boy went down for a second and then it shot up.
Hey, hey, man. I told you, man, these
But
stocks,
until
they
then,
like a broke clock, man. It right once a day. Twice a day. Twice a day.
oh man, but until then, we'll see you guys Thursday. So have a good trading week and hopefully you guys become profitable.